Aloha and welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about event management. And before we get started, I'm going to warn you, we have a lot of acronyms to deal with here, so just bear with me. So we're going to start off with SIEM and SEM. So security assessments, they can be conducted by analyzing the log data and correlating events that you have across various systems. So a security information management practice is that of collecting, storing, and managing your log data from the different devices out there, like network devices and software applications. So it's going to be taking this log data, and log data is just time-stamped records of events that happen. And so it's going to be taking all this stuff, and it's it may allow you to do searches, aggregations, and maybe have some visualization capabilities, so you can look at an idea of what visualize the log data that you're looking at there. On the other hand, we have something called security event management. And security event management is the practice of monitoring, identifying, and reporting the security related events. So a SIEM system is going to detect the threats and vulnerabilities by identifying the relationship and patterns in the log data using statistical analysis. So think of it this way. SIEM is basically you're collecting the knowledge, you're collecting the data, you're collecting the logs and everything. But security event management, the SEM part, that's the actual practice of monitoring, identifying it, and reporting the security related events. So it's going to be able to identify these threats and vulnerabilities that are out there. And one of the examples they have is the Windows event viewer that you have inside of any Windows system. So if you go into Windows, you've got the event viewer, and you can dig in and take a look at different types of event. You've got application security and system event logs, and you can go in through there. And as a system administrator, you should be going through these logs anyway, just to make sure that you don't have any services that are failing, things like that. Or when things happen, your system resets, often you'll go in there and you'll take a look at some of the error messages that came up. If you have like services that aren't coming up, like your SQL server isn't coming up, then what you're going to do is you're going to go in there and you're going to look for the different error messages, try to identify what it is. They have event IDs that are correlated with it, and they have timestamps that are really helpful to identify, okay, this is when it went down. I can tell that there's a system reset. Then you can start, tracing through there. So these are logs that are, found in Windows. Linux has logs as well. They've got all kinds of logs that are stored inside one of the directories. So you can look up events in the system and find out what's going on. So you use these when you're doing stuff like system information management and security event management. So moving on to the next section, we're going to be talking about SIEM. So that's our next acronym, Security, Information, and Event Management. So SIEM is an approach to security management that combines both the SIEM and SEM that we were just talking about. It's going to combine that functionality into a single system. So it's going to collect and analyze the log data, and then it's going to correlate the events in real time. It's going to detect threats, and it's going to generate alerts. Then it's going to hand off those alerts to somebody else. Maybe it'll raise a flag, maybe it'll send an email, maybe it'll send a text message or something like that. But they're going to be collecting your standard syslog data, and it's going to, it can even use network packet captures to gain additional insight into security events. So a SIEM system uses log collectors to gather log data. And a log collector is a process or agent responsible for collecting log data from various systems. So log aggregation, that's the process by which a SIEM system combines similar events to reduce the event volume. Because if you've got 5 devices out there collecting network events, that can get massive. I mean, you can just have tons and tons of data there. So log aggregation is going to be used to, it's going to be performed based on various parameters like the source IP, the destination IP, or maybe even the event ID. So it can combine all that information and, aggregate it. And that way they're going to reduce their volume. So the thing to keep in mind is the SIEM system is going to use either agent-based or agentless monitoring. So an agent-based method, that's when you install software on your target, and that's going to be collecting the information and sending it back. Or you can have agentless methods that are going to gather data using various existing network protocols. And we've talked about some of those in the past. Correlation rules define how a SIEM system generates the alerts when a specific event occurs. And then you've got 2 different types. You've got simple SIEM rule, and that's going to define an event type and the response. And then a composite rule is going to combine 2 or more simple rules. So instead of just the simple rule like when a zip file is attached to an email, you're going to have something like, hey, when you've got maybe 4 failed authentication attempts to a VPN server from this IP address within a certain time frame, then you're going to do it. So one, the simplest form, that's just a simple SIEM rule. Then you've got the composite rule, which is multiple factors. So then another thing is the CM system. It may also have the capability to detect insider threats, which is really good. And it's going to do that by analyzing user behavior. So there's this whole area. And again, here we go with an acronym, User Behavior Analytics, UBA, UVA. It's the use of behavioral analytics and machine learning algorithms to identify abnormal user behavior. So we've talked about baseline behaviors in the past, like some systems will set up like what's a normal pattern of behavior. And then if you see something, an anomaly, you've got anomaly-based events. So an anomaly is when you go outside of that, that range. So these behavioral analytics are going to, identify when a behavior is abnormal. So using UBA, you can identify insider threats or attacks that use compromised insider credentials by detecting deviations from normal user behavior. So if a person usually just uses like this app or that app, then all of a sudden you see, hey, this guy's using all these different apps. It could be the insider threat, or it could be that somebody's just, attacked that person's credentials, gotten in, and now they're trying to see, if they can, pivot laterally or, explore what, information they can get. So that is known as user behavior analytics. And then let's pull out another acronym. Now we have SOAR. We can fly, we can soar, and that is security orchestration, automation, and response. So instead of just taking all this information, analyzing it, and aggregating it and analyzing it, and then sending up an alert, we've got the other end, which is kind of going to ingest that information, and that's what we call SOAR, the security orchestration, automation, and response. Now we're taking that data and we're going to automatically respond to it. So automating the assessment and prioritization of security events decreases the analysis errors and improves your threat detection and response accuracy. So there's two processes that automate security assessment and prioritization. One is security orchestration, and that's the integration analysis of data from disparate, meaning different security systems. And then you've got security automation. That's the process of executing security operation related tasks without a human in the loop. That's, without a human intervention there. So you're going to do like performing an automated vulnerability scan or doing a log data analysis without a person there to actually do it. So SOAR, the security orchestration, automation, and response, is the combination of these things. It's a combination of security orchestration and security automation tools to respond to security threats with limited or no human interaction. So SOAR systems enhance this accuracy of threat detection and response by automating tasks such as the vulnerability scanning, the log analysis, the auditing, and the incident handling. So one of the nice things about it is they've got automated reports and dashboards. They're going to give you real-time visualization of data and analytics. And by aggregating the information from all these different sources like network intrusion detection systems, the NIDs, the host-based firewalls, the wireless intrusion prevention systems, these dashboards can present pretty complex data in a comprehensible format, and that's really good. Visualization is the biggest thing. Whenever, I've talked about this with different projects and presentations, the idea is you're telling a story. Your data should tell a story. And we talk about this even in CRM systems. When you're looking at a graph, you need to be telling a story. You need to have a theme. You need to have people able to look at this stuff and get information. And that's what really makes this powerful in a source system. You're having automated reports and dashboards that are going to let you look quickly and understand what's going on in your system. So this kind of, these visualization aids are going to aid your quick decision-making process. It's going to monitor the effectiveness of your response strategies as well. So additionally, incorporating the threat intelligence feeds into dashboards improves your situational awareness and your threat identification. So it says here also that beyond the automated dashboards, your attestation is going to improve the trust and security measures through third-party verification of compliance and control effectiveness. So there's a comparison of CM and SOAR in your book. Again, CM is going to be using log and event data. SOAR is actually going to use security alerts and threat intelligence that comes from CM. Notifications, CM can generate alerts. SOAR is going to ingest the alerts from CM and other sources. The primary task for CM is to analyze and correlate the data to identify your potential threats. And then SOAR is going to enrich that data and it's going to correlate alerts to determine the risk levels. And then the threat response, CM is going to just notify the security analyst, whereas the SOAR is going to automatically orchestrate actions across the integrated tools it has to try to prevent that attack, to try to shut it down. And then we've got the subject of threat hunting. Threat hunting is the practice of proactively searching for undetected threats. So you assume that somebody's breached the system, and you're out there looking for it. You're trying to find things that the SIEM system didn't catch. So you're out there, basically a hunter in the safari of your network or of your systems. So that's the idea here. So threat hunting, it utilizes various threat information sources to gain that deeper insight into the threat landscape and to better understand the new vulnerabilities and attack vectors. So you're trying to go in there and find things that haven't been found. So that's it for this section. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Quick recap. With event management, we've got SIEM and SIEM. SIEM is security information management. That's when we're just collecting the information, the data, the logs, things like that. Security event management is the practice of monitoring, identifying, and reporting security-related events. And then we've got SIEM, and SIEM kind of combines the two of those together into a package. It's going to use log collection. It's going to do log aggregation to consolidate information in one place and to reduce the size of everything. It can also do user behavior analytics, UBA, to see if you've got insider threats going on there. Then we've got SOAR, which is taking information from that system and then automating your response to it. So you can, you can do your, your responses in real time, and you're going to have dashboards and all kinds of stuff that help visualize everything there. Then we've got threat hunting, as we just mentioned. Threat hunting is going to be, looking for threats inside your network, assuming that you've been breached, even though you've got no evidence of it, just assuming you've been breached and hunting for, whatever types of threats you can find. And that's it. Again, reach out if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.